What's going on? I'll be Fitness Gaming, and you've seen the title of the video. You know why you're here. Domain Knightfall. So I've been working on this deck. If you guys have seen some of my videos in the past, well, maybe like last week. So I've still been working on it here and there, making some tweaks. So we're going with a kind of a different strategy now. Still have the Retreat to Coralhelm, not a Reliquary. We're still playing the Cradle of Growth in order for us to be able to sack all our lands easily. We're still playing Stubborn Denials, Remands, Lightning Bolts. Excuse me. We removed the Tribal Flames to play Prismatic Ending to give us a better mid-range to late game plan. We're not trying to race out of the gate and end the game as quick as possible. We're just trying to land a massive threat, protect it, and keep the board clear. I think this card is good. We have, of course, the Leyline Bindings, and then we have our 6 Planeswalkers, 3 Wrenn and 6, 3 Teferis. Wrenn and 6 allows us to keep getting our mana back. We can sack our Triomes, bring them back with Wrenn and 6, cycle them so we can generate extra card advantage there and still when we're not really doing much. Scion of Draco gives Knight of the Reliquary Trample and Vigilance, so it makes this an incredible hard threat to deal with. That can usually one-shot people fairly quickly. And then, of course, the Teferi prevents opponent from playing on our turn. They cannot interact with us in combat, so it makes it very hard for them to do anything if we're comboing off. So, yeah, real quick. So the sideboard, because we're not playing Rest in Peace, we're just paying 4 Leyline of the Void, hoping to get this in our hand so that we don't have to spend the turn casting it. We could cast it. It is double black, so that's pretty brutal. But I mean, what are we going to do? Play Sun and Moon? We could play that, but I don't really want to be tapping out for that. We have Faerie Macabre. This is against like Reanimator decks where you don't really need the full-blown graveyard hate. You can just, with Faerie Macabre, discard it. It can't be countered or messed with, and you can just remove whatever you need to remove from an opposing graveyard at any time. You can also shrink Goyfs. There's a lot of neat little tricks you can do with this. You can also cast it if you want. And then the rest of the sideboard is pretty straightforward. Domain Zoo shenanigans. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into a game here. So, don't want to see Blood Moon, don't want to see Burn. Those are the two type of... Burn, very hard matchup for this style of deck because we're very slow. We do have a lot of interactive cards, but they don't do anything against Burn, so Burn's a really tough matchup. And then Blood Moon decks, I mean, we're a 5-color deck, so we don't want to see Blood Moons. But we definitely have tools to be able to beat it. Alright, so let's see. So, we're going to go here, grab Domain by second turn. We have some cheap interaction here. Hopefully we can draw into a land. And if we can draw into a land, we will be golden. Alright, some type of affinity deck. Yep. Haven't seen this little guy in a while. Discard your hand, sacrifice, pull all cards. Should we Leyline Binding this? Yeah, let's go ahead and Leyline Binding this. Braining Pool, no. Another Leyline, not bad, but no land, not what we want. We'll get rid of this. Trying to slow them down. Not sure if we take the drum there. Alright, so we drew a land here. So now, let's just do this. Let's just grab a plains. So what we could have, I mean, there's other plays. We could have grabbed the plains. We could have got rid of 2 of their threats. Kind of put them on their back foot. Unfortunately, we haven't really been drawing lands. We just drew one. What this play allows us to do is allows us to win the game. Now, the question is here, do I want to play the Teferi or do I want to go for the retreat to Coralhelm? They could have a removal spell. They could have a removal spell. So let's play it safe. Let's just play it safe, yeah. Let's not get too crazy here. Okay, that's good. So now, do we bounce something? Let's play this. Let's get rid of this. Let's bounce this. Alright, so we can do, they can kill our Teferi, but they're going to be tapping out and using all their resources to do this here. They're going to probably create another construct here. And then what we can do if they attack, I don't think they're going to attack, but we can block, sack, get a fetch, get a white source, Leyline Binding, and then next turn retreat. I'm assuming they're making another construct, which is not the worst for us, because it requires them to spend all their resources this turn. And they're attacking. I guess, I mean, they could tap this with this and have some type of removal. You know what? Let's not risk it. Because, well, first of all, let's see. He's going after that. So, well, they can't play an instant speed. That's right. So, we should be good here. We're going to block. We're going to get rid of, we'll get rid of the plains. We should have a sacred, okay, we got Sacred Foundry, so let's get a Wooded Foothills. Sacred Foundry. Binding. Take this little guy. And now we go to town. I was going to leave a blue up for a Stubborn Denial, but that's just overkill. There's nothing they can do here but take it. Alright, so we'll do this. Alright, so now we have some fun. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this. You got to be careful with the Moto, because if you accidentally hit that while your knight is untapped, it will tap it. So we'll do red, white. So now what we're going to do is sack this. We're going to get a fetch land so we can get 2 triggers. Alright, so we're going to leave this fetch land here. The reason I'm going to leave the fetch land there is in case we had to untap our knight in case something goes wrong. They can't interact with us, but it's still a really good habit to have. You know, if they interact with you, let's say we didn't have to Faerie and we have fetches, we can fetch, bring a land, untap, and continue going. So you want to get into the habit of always having a spare fetch land on the side here. Another thing is too, like I mentioned, when you're doing this, be careful, because if your knight is untapped and you fetch, get another trigger, and you try to stack them, and then you click on the knight, you can end up in a position where it actually taps your knight, and then like you're done. All right, so they got a lot of cheap threats. This seems like it can be good. These can be good. What do we not want? Teferi was decent. Is Stubborn Denial just not good in this matchup? Probably not. Seems kind of slow. Remand seems slow. Their threats are really cheap, so they just keep replaying them. We don't have any 1-drops we care about. I think this is good. What's the Dromoka? There we go. I think that's good. Let's see. Playing this deck on paper is a lot easier, because you can just pick up your deck, put all your lands to the front, and then kind of just do it like that, unless your opponent is like, no, I want to shuffle, you know, in between. But most people are not going to go through that. Alright, this seems good. But on Moto, it can be a little tricky, because again, like I said, any misclick, it's happened to me, my friends. It's happened to me. That's why I know. And you're done. You're done. You're finished. Alright, so do we get rid of this, or do we probably just slam dunk this, right? So let's do this. Those are pretty good. So fetch here. We're gonna grab. I need white. I need white and red on separate. Let's grab this actually. Okay. We don't want to play Wrenn here. We have plenty of mana. So I think what we want to do here is we want to slow them down. I'm wondering if, like, depending on what they play here, they haven't really committed much to the board. But I'm wondering if I want to play... I haven't really committed much. Is there anything we're afraid of? Guess we can play this untapped. Play this. Kill this. Binding this. Okay. Totally forgot that they play this card. So they haven't really got any value off of their Saga here. And then next turn, depending on what they get, we play this. Actually, we just play this, right? Yeah, they're struggling for mana, I think. That's why they got this. Yeah, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of artifact cards from among them and put the real card in your hand. Five cards. Jesus. Come on, opponent. Unload your hand. So no mana for them. So this is probably going to be pretty brutal. So I think, depending what they play, I think we go Kavu hold. No, we can't even hold up Bolt. Do we play Time Raveler? Okay, we do have another land, which is good. Now we can do what I really wanted to do, which is Time Raveler, hold up Bolt. Should have not fetched there, should have held on to the fetch. Let's go ahead and just do this, just to be annoying. Yeah, so what we were going to do next is we were going to play Wrenn and Six, kill this, draw. We have a land here to cycle. We would have played Wrenn and Six and Kavu. Yeah, they would have, you know, and this is what I was talking about, this style of deck here. So, good matchup there. You guys were able to see, you know, how these cards work well together, the mid-range plan. If you noticed it, we weren't like in a hurry to finish the game. We kind of just sat back, removed things, played our spells as we needed to, and took the game from there. The opponent, the whole game, was pretty much on their back foot. They couldn't get from under all our control aspects, mid-range style of our deck. And then eventually, you know, we land the Kavu. Like in that game, you would have seen a Kavu with the Wrenn and Six. And now they got this 5/5 they can't even really handle, who's filtering through our deck. Now we have Wrenn and Six that we can cycle our Triumph, draw a card. We got Teferi. And as you can see from then on, it's just pretty much like a control until we win the match. Retreat to Coralhelm with Knight of Reliquary. You kind of saw how strong Knight of Reliquary is there. You were able to see Prismatic Ending, Lightning Bolts, Leyline Binding. how we can control the board very well along with the planeswalkers, give us that nice mid-range control style that we're going for in this deck. Because we're not trying to aggressively attack our opponent, we're trying to get in a position where like now we can set up our combo kill, our one shot with our knight, or we can just win after a few attacks with some of our bigger creatures. So we're not really in a rush. We're just trying to put ourselves in a situation where it's very hard for us to lose. But yeah, there you have it, my friends. 5-color Knightfall. If you have any recommendations on my plays, comment at the bottom. Any questions, comment at the bottom. I'm going to have the deck list in the description below. Thank you guys for liking my videos. Don't forget to share, subscribe, hit that notification button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care. Peace out.